The Sydney lockdown has been extended. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because the lockdown in Sydney has been extended. Restrictions, are now spreading out to a greater proportion of New South Wales. Before we have a look at this latest release from the Premier, I want to put things in perspective because people are scared and people get worried. Everyone, that's something you're going to hear. You may not be, but that doesn't necessarily mean other people are not. Now, we're looking here, this is from the Johns Hopkins map of the 5,725 cases in New South Wales. 54 deaths have occurred. So one could hazard a guess, could kind of work out how many people recovered from it. At one point, I was tracking all of the recoveries because it was positive. It was positive, and we had so much negative news coming out. The incident rate is 70.52 per 100,000 people, and the case fatality ratio is 0.94% in New South Wales. So you need to appreciate what these risks entail, and don't let the fear and what's coming out from the media overwhelm you. Now, here we have, this is a Channel 9 poll, and I was talking to one viewer, and he doesn't believe Channel 9 is representative, but it indeed shows you a large proportion of their viewers support the lockdown. 74%, everyone. Now, let's have a look at what this entails. COVID-19 restrictions extended in New South Wales. To protect the people of New South Wales from the evolving COVID-19 outbreak, current stay-at-home orders will be extended across all of Greater Sydney, including the Blue Mountains, Central Coast and Wollongong from 6 p.m. today until 11:59, Friday the 9th of July. So yesterday it was all going to finish up on the 2nd of July, and now it's going till the 9th of July. So a 2-week lockdown. Following updated health advice from the Chief Health Officer, Dr. Kerry Chant, about the growing risk to the community, the stay-at-home orders will apply to all people in the Greater Sydney, in the Greater Sydney, including Blue Mountains, Central Coast, and Wollongong. Anyone in Greater Sydney must stay at home unless it is for an essential reason. The reasons you may leave your home include shopping for food or other essential goods and services, medical care or compassionate needs. People can leave home to have a COVID-19 vaccination unless you've been identified as a close contact, outdoor exercise in groups of 10 or fewer, essential work or education where you cannot work or study from home. Community sport will not be permitted during this period. Weddings will not be permitted from 11:59, Sunday the 27th of June. So there you go. You can't get married after tomorrow. I mean, that's going to be a real shame for people that have spent a lot of money. Well, go cheap on the wedding, guys. Just elope. Surely, do it remote, do a Zoom one. I mean, you could save a lot of money and put all that money on for a home loan or for a holiday. If you could get away. In the future, funerals will be limited to one person per 4 square meters with a maximum cap of 100 people, and masks must be worn indoors. In all other parts of New South Wales, the following restrictions will apply. People who have been in the Greater Sydney region, including the Blue Mountains, Central Coast and Wollongong, on or after June 21, should follow the stay-at-home orders for a period of 14 days after they left Greater Sydney. So people who've just been there in all of New South Wales have now a 14-day lockdown. Visitors to households will be limited to 5 guests, including children. Wow. See, this is the thing with us. We have 5 children. We've got 5 kids. So we go and couldn't even have a play date. Masks will be compulsory in all indoor non-residential settings, including workplaces and at organised outdoor events. Drinking while standing at indoor venues will not be allowed. What, do you have to sit? Well, can someone explain the difference to me? I guess it's because you're closer, maybe you're congregating. At least they're keeping the venues open. I mean, this is gonna be tough for small business. It's gonna be a nightmare in those sectors, guys. Now this is one I really don't get. Singing by audiences and choirs at indoor venues or by congregants at indoor places of worship will not be allowed. So I didn't even realize that. I think we had those restrictions here in Queensland. So when you go to church, you're not meant to sing. I mean, my singing is quite terrible, and I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I'm sure there'd be some people that would want to have a petition going, but usually that's only 500 miles and a few pints of Guinness. I guess it's to reduce the chance of movement in the air. Dancing. Oh boy, we're sounding like we're a caliphate, aren't we? Dancing will not be allowed at indoor hospitality venues or nightclubs. However, dancing is allowed at weddings for the wedding party only, no more than 20 people. Now this one I don't mind. I'm not a big dancer. Rachel didn't marry me for my dancing skills. Dance and gym classes limited to 20 per class. Masks must be worn. 1 person per 4 square meter rule will be reintroduced for all indoor and outdoor settings, including weddings and funerals. Outdoor seated ticketed events will be limited to 50% seated capacity. We have always indicated we will not hesitate to go further with restrictions to protect the people of New South Wales. We understand this is a difficult time for everyone. However, we need to take these steps now to get to the top of this outbreak. People across New South Wales should only enter Greater Sydney for exceptional purposes. So there you go, everyone. 2 weeks. How often are these things going to happen? Now, as a business person, these lockdowns, they're going to have to be something you need to plan for. How could you do that if you're running a cafe or something? You'd have to pivot. You really would. And it may just be the point where it pushes some people over the edge. Going, nah, screw it. Out of this business. Now, I want to draw everyone's attention to a video I did entitled Disease Mitigation Measures, where famed epidemiologist D.A. Henderson, among others, drafted a letter critical of all of these type of interventions. Not for this illness, but for previous pandemics we had, or even the beginnings of those, in which people were concerned and were suggesting these mitigations. So you've got experts who were concerned with these issues in the past, publicly decrying them, publicly saying they're not the way forward. The cost is too great. But now everyone is just doing it in lockstep. There's public support for it. We saw it here in the poll that Channel 9 did. But we've also seen it in the election results of every politician that implements a lockdown. The harsher, the better. What do you reckon? I don't think any government that implemented harsh lockdowns. I think Victoria will definitely get back in. I think you'll have Dan once again. What do you think I'm wrong? We'll have to see. Anyway, check out this video, everyone, because it has interesting suggestions of how to deal with this. There's no discussion in public anymore. What are the solutions? Simply to be skeptical. And thank you for watching. I feel sorry for those of you in New South Wales caught up in this. Have as best a weekend or a couple of weeks as you can. If you're a fan of the channel and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. You can use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy our merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.